Hey, Yahweh Shema Shai, Hashem, Shabbat Kodash, the honors to our apostles at Great Millstone, who were with us, taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to you, Akim, that's part of the Bayasha, the God, the house of David, man. Through the Spirit, Hey, the thing is, and it's true, the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, man, is endurance. If you got something.
Yeah. This is Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
And that's the Spirit, because he that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. You get Revelations 2. Yep. Hey, this truth is the thing about endurance, man. When you first come in, you like, man, you want things to, oh man, we hear it. It seems like it because prophecies, all the times in this truth, prophecies are coming to pass, man. Since I've, been in the truth, since these brothers been in the truth, prophecy seems to come to pass, man. But at the end of the day, we at the end game, and it's just about endurance, man.
Yeah. Lock it. What that word endurance go into? What that means? Endurance. That out to the brother. Yeah. We understand each other.
What you in Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew 24 and 13. Yeah, because, the Lord has to make us hard in this truth, man. Because, we've been taught in this American lifestyle that, be emotional. Not to endure things, but
this is all right, the word endure goes back to the Greek word hypomeno, and it says to remain, to endure, bear bravely and calmly ill treatments. So it's basically means to suffer. When you go to the Strong's definition, one of the words there is suffer. So there's particular things you got to suffer in this truth. When you first come in, the first hurdle is your family. You may lose your wife, your job, close associates. A lot of things that you experience when coming in the truth, because you're putting on the new man, the old man is put off. So certain people is going to see you transition from who you were in the world to this new guy that wears a beard, that don't eat pork, that don't celebrate holidays, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of things that you got to suffer, and a lot of times these relationships in the world, if you're not, if the Lord didn't put the Spirit on you to, to fully get into this, then, your family can be stumbling blocks, man. Your father can be a stumbling block. Your mother can be a stumbling block, your wife.
Definitely need a good foundation.
So you need that, you need that foundation. You need a brotherhood, to continue to, instill certain things in you through the Spirit, of course, because this is divinely inspired by Yahweh Shai. To instill certain things. We're not in the time to be the Lone Ranger and the guy that's, I'm going to do this by myself. This ain't the time. Yahweh Shai didn't have that.
Solo dolo,
Yeah.
He could have went solo dolo.
Yeah.
See?
Yahweh Shai had times where he went to the mountain and, to get away. But Yahweh Shai, he had a brotherhood, And you don't just forsake the brotherhood just because certain things ain't, working in your favor and convenient at that particular time.
Philippians 1 and 29. For unto you it is given in the behalf of Yahweh Shai, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake.
Yeah, so we got to walk in the same walk that Yahweh Shai had, He had to endure certain things, the situations that came up in regards to the wicked scribes and Pharisees, people not believing in his message, which it was many people that did believe, but then with balance, he had a lot that didn't believe that he was the Son of the Most High. So he had to bear, that, just as when we come out here on the highways and the byways, we saying that we the Israelites, we're not saying we the son of God, We saying that we're Israelites and people not believing it.
Mm.
You know, so we you know dealing with the same afflictions similar to what Yahweh Shai dealt with.
Hey, but even after the Lord was crucified, when he said, well, it is done, you know, then that's when they was like, oh, you know, this truly was the Son of the Most High.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hey, man, no servant is greater than his master. You know, like 1 John the 3rd chapter says, it's going to be the same thing with us. They're going to know that we were truly the prophets. They're going to know, you know, they're going to know, man.
Yeah.
You know, through the Spirit. But we have to endure to the end to see that, you know. Yes. This 2 Timothy 2:3, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier in Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, so some certain things that's brought upon you that you got to endure, you know. You know, you may have to be the brother that drive, you know, so far, be the only brother that have to make that drive to camp, you know. But you got to be in the spirit to understand that, okay, what if this is my affliction? What if this is, you know, my sacrifice that I got to continually to make to show that, you know, I'm really down with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You know what I mean? You know, what if, me going through this and that with my job, maybe that's my affliction.
Maybe
you
that's
know?
your cross. Bro.
That's my cross I gotta bear. You know?
Yeah, and something that you endure, most things is not easy.
Yeah.
You know, hence why our Lord Yahweh Shai said, walk ye the straight gate. You know, the straight gate meaning a position of difficulty. You know, because ultimately the Lord can test you on your integrity as well with those certain sacrifices you gotta make, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta lose to gain.
Yeah.
You know? So
And I want to say this too, you know, putting in this, you know, doing the work is not to show the next man that, you know, oh, I'm just out here pushing, you know, because really it's, you know, you want to do it as unto the Most High. As it's written. You know what that scripture is? Not to be, you know, not unto men, but as unto the Most High.
please, amen, please.
Yeah.
Galatians.
Yeah. Because, you know, you got some situations where, you know, guys they push with a camp, but then as soon as they by themselves, all of a sudden they just got all this, you know, fervency, you know, and pushing. But when you was with the brothers, you wasn't doing that. You know what I mean? So what does that say about your character? You know?
Yeah, this is Galatians 1:10. And it reads, for do I now persuade men or Yahweh?
Yeah, you're not. It's not to persuade men. It's to persuade Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that you really believe. You know, because like I said, you one way around brothers, but then you part off and do your own thing. Now all of a sudden, you got all this zeal and, you know, the spirit just on you heavy. You know, it's supposed to be like that. You know, whether you with brothers or not.
Yeah.
You know, because what brothers see is like, wait a minute. You know, was you suppressing it when you was around brothers? You know?
It says, or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, so it's not about pleasing men, you know?
Yeah. Because it's talking about, you know, doing this work in eye service. And that's why Apostle Paul said, I'll just get it real quick, Philippians 2:12. And it reads, wherefore my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. So you gotta do the works and you know, not being seen of men. You have to do the works more when men don't see you, man. To please Yahweh Shimon Shai. You know, because in this church, a lot of Israelites, they were doing it for the eye service of Apostle Paul. You know, because Apostle Paul, he was a chosen vessel for the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners. You know, so you got a lot of spirits in Israel at this time that a lot of men were just doing it to please Apostle Paul.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, at the end of the day, do you really believe in the message of Yahweh Shai? Do you really, you know, believe that you present your body as a living sacrifice, you know? Or are you doing it now because you solo dolo and you want to be looked at as that guy that's by himself, that's hot in the spirit. You know?
Pushing.
It says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, it is about, because when you read in Second Esdras, the 7th chapter, it speaks about, walking in a straight path to enter into the wide, which the wide is the kingdom. And it speaks about how, only one man can go at a time. So
Single
you do
file.
you
Yup.
do work out your own salvation.
Mm.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you gotta want this for yourself.
Yup.
But the Lord did set up a brotherhood, to come together in the unison of the spirit with the same mind as far as the doctrine, So, you do have that aspect as well. But like we were saying, you have some individuals that was, once part of, the brotherhood, but then, when certain afflictions arise and certain chastisements and crosses that you got to bear, all of a sudden you want to detach from the brotherhood, and all of a sudden you just this fervent spirit,
I got a precept real quick. It's Ephesians chapter 6, verse 5. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters.
And some of our master teachers, and it starts off with our elders and apostles of great millstone, and we're obedient to the doctrine that they taught us,
According to the flesh, with fear and trembling and singleness of your heart, as unto Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Not with eye service as men pleasers.
Yeah.
And we always, we always bring that out. We got certain guys that are act a certain way, in front of the camp. But if you had an apostle come, they'd be, yes sir, Major Pain, Major Pain come, they'd be, on they stuff, man.
Yeah. You gotta have that same vibration when you're around cap heads, other men that's over you in the spirit,
And that's what, really it goes into, is men being over you in the spirit. And, you have respect for the men that's been laboring before you, and then put you on game, man. And if you don't, then that's why you by yourself, man. Keep yourself and be yourself,
Yeah.
And it says, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling and singleness of your heart, as unto Yahweh Shai, not with eye service as men pleasers, but as the servants of Yahweh Shai, doing the will of Yahweh from the heart.
Yeah. So from the heart, meaning in sincerity and truth. You do this because this is the spirit that the Lord given you, and that you earnestly want salvation. You want, Yahweh Shai to look on you for good and not evil. You believe in sincerity and in truth the message that Yahweh Shai, had, the testimony in Yahweh Shai, because here it is. It was times where, we told a particular brother, look, bring your camera so you can live stream for your followers. You can live stream for your followers. Didn't want to do it, but now when you by yourself, now you live streaming for your followers and all this and all that. So what was the problem with you doing that when the orders went down at this camp? But like you said, if the apostles was around, or other high-ranking brothers from the East Coast or wherever come, then you would have been fervent to set up your camera and do this and do that.
It says, verse 7, with good will doing service as to the Lord and not to men, knowing that whatsoever good thing any man doeth, the same shall receive of the Lord, whether he be bond or free. And that's talking according to, the work, man, the brotherhood, whatsoever any man doeth good, and the Lord gonna, give it back to you, man. He gonna give it back to you. But like the brother said, man, if you just sitting over here, oh man, it's this, that, man, you don't know what sacrifices brothers have made, man. The brothers don't talk about everything with each other, man.
Yeah, you making every excuse. You bringing up every excuse why you can't do this. Why you can't, be punctual. Why you can't, basically, you know, and bound in the spirit as far as, you know, your works here at camp, you know? It's like you trying to find something to justify why you're not 100%.
Yep. I got another scripture. This is Sirach chapter 32, verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
Yeah, so he gonna find a sinful man is gonna find an excuse to justify why he ain't doing this and why he ain't doing that. You know?
Right.
So, and we see that, man. You know, we've experienced that, we've seen that, you know, and the Lord, you know, through the Spirit, He, you know, gets situations out of the way for us, you know?
Yeah, because ultimately the Lord, you know, we get tired of it, but ultimately it's the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, the Lord has to say so.
Mm.
You know, so ultimately it's the Lord that, you know, weeds out certain brothers that's not sincerely in this thing, man. You know?
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, that's also, you know, a lesson for us too on how we shouldn't conduct ourselves.
Yeah.
But I got some 1 Thessalonians 4:1. Furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Lord Yahweh Shai, that as you have received of us how you ought to walk and to please Yahweh, so you will abound more and more. You know, so
Bounding, you know? And bounding goes into increasing too, man. You know? It's not about staying on the same level that you were in, you know, 2-3 years ago. You know? And the increasing and the bounding isn't just consistent of you speaking more at camp. It's, you know, you may increase your behavior towards brothers, you know, being more charitable, you know, being more understanding, you know, growing as far as taking instructions and, you know, and applying, you know, scriptures in your life. You know, that's a part of abounding as well. You know, abounding just isn't just limited to, oh, well, I'm doing 4 videos a week now. Or I'm doing 5 videos a week now. I'm abounding in the spirit. No, it doesn't stop there. You know, and like we always say, it's not about being an Israelite on camera, you know? When you got your garment on and you got your book out and you got your precept, I got a precept, you know? It's about what you're doing, you know, off camera, you know?
Yeah, like Elias Mama said one time, it was recent. He said you could be on fire as far as like, you know, pushing out the work videos and stuff, but you could be lukewarm to the brotherhood.
Yeah,
man.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, and bros have experienced the lukewarmness to the brotherhood, you know?
Yeah.
You could be on fire as far as, you know, wanting to hang out and want to go over here and go over there, and, you know, when it's time to, you know, pour drinks up and, you know, and fill your plate up with food. But then when it comes to certain things as far as the ministry and, you know, us trying to get certain things in order and, you know, so the ministry can run efficiently, you slothful.
Yeah.
You know, or I just feel like, you know, you just feel like brothers is coming against you, or brothers got so-called grudges against you, so on and so forth. You know, but hey, you know, at the end of the day, we gotta endure to the end. You know, whatever is brought to us, we gotta, you know, take on the chin and just keep pushing.
That's it.
And it's all about, you know, the testimony of Yahweh Shai. You know. So, anything else? You know, other than that, you know, it's just a pre-camp live. You know, we're gonna get the other cameras rolling, Lord willing, in a couple of minutes. We start the camp video. So, you know, with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hakadash.
Double honors to our elders and apostles, great millstone. We will. Shalom.
Nice. Those was looking smooth.